Hello and welcome back to Lost Odyssey. I'm here with a small cup of tea. I'll take a sip right into the microphone so you can tell that I'm not lying to you, dear viewer. That'd be a hard noise to make without a cup of tea here. Occam's razor. I got a cup of tea. Here's Chaim Argonar. I should learn this once and for all, actually. I'm going to do that right now. Status. Chaim. What is the status of his last name? Argonar. Cool. Chaim Argonar. All right. We are, actually on our quest now, which is great. Here's Seth, my other immortal friend. Let's get moving. Let's get moving. I agree. I'm loving this game. I've said that pretty much on every episode so far, but I'm really digging it. It's working for me. I do have to figure out what the run button is, though, because they did tell me that there was a run button at one point, and then I did not pay attention. Oh, was that it? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Dude, cruising. Oh, my God. Look at that. Zzz. Hell yeah.
一雨来るねこれ。俺の体は空気の変化に敏感でね。昔ひいおじいちゃんに授けてもらったスーパーセンスっての持ってるわけよ。ほら見ろ、やっぱりだ。見ろ、分かったかどうだ。
This is maybe like a weird thing, but I really love the sound design in this game. That rain sounded so good. Oh, what's going on here? This is the lord. This is the prince, I think? Dude who's gonna be king at some point? Just want to note that guy didn't even look to see if the person had walked through the door yet. What's happening here? Okay. This is great. Remember when he was bound to this guy before? Behold my fucking mouse. Oh, it's poisoned. Dude, what? Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. This is so interesting. Why does Gongora want a monarchy so badly? Oof. I like that Gongora brought a mouse with him to demonstrate. I had a fleeting moment maybe like a session or two ago where I thought maybe Gongoro was a good guy, but how would he have known that that was poison unless he had done it himself? There you go. Yeah, he was like explicitly evil already, but they're really just like digging deeper into that, huh? Oh yeah, listen to that rain. I hope it's coming through all right. Is this a way? It's not a way. All right, we want to go this way. Are we gonna fight battles in this rain? I'm sure there's a hardware limitation, but I would like to see the rest of the party. I think out in the overworld with Kaim, that'd be cool. Oh man, there are a lot of these, huh? Well, here we go. A dream's been revealed. The upstreamers. So it's worth noting before I even start this, I didn't know this, but I've been doing a little bit of research about this game and just the making of and all that kind of stuff. Since I recorded my last bit, apparently these bits, these dreams, are written by an author by the name of Kiyoshi Shigematsu, and worth noting, translated by Harvard professor Jay Rubin. But Shigematsu is known for writing just like extremely, extremely good fiction and short stories, and was tasked in this game with coming on and writing short stories to fill in the past lives of Kaim, which is pretty wild. And I think, from what I've seen at least, a lot of the reception to this game was essentially like, yeah, the game is really good, but you should play it for the dream sequences, which I didn't know when I picked it up. But I was starting to touch on kind of myself in my own playthrough, at least. And that explains why they're so good. So apparently you can buy a compilation of these, but they never released it in English. But the book is called 1,000 Years of Dreams, which is a great name for a book. But that said, I guess we'll get into this one. The upstreamers and see what it's all about. If you're watching this and you're like, hey, maybe don't read all these out loud or whatever, maybe I can actually just put time codes in the YouTube video. Maybe that's the easiest thing. I'm just figuring this all out as I go. Anyway, you can skip to the end of this if you don't want to watch this. But anyway, let's get into it. I like these and I'm going to read them. So here we are. Let me take a sip of my tea first. Strong winds have always blown across this vast grassy plain. Perhaps the area's topography has something to do with it, but the direction of the wind remains constant, irrespective of the time or season. From east to west, from the horizon where the sun rises to the horizon where the sun sets. Swept by the unceasing winds, the misshapen trunks and branches of shrubs all incline to the west. Tall grasses do not grow here, and the grasses that do grow all lie flat on the ground, bending westward. Caravans and herding folk traverse the single road that crosses the plain. They do not come and go, they only go, moving from east to west, using the wind at their backs to gain distance. Travelers heading west to east always use a circuitous route that snakes around the southern mountains. It is much farther that way, but much faster than crossing the plain head-on into the wind. The road across the plain is called the wind stream. Just as the flow of a great river never changes direction, the footsteps of those who use the road have not changed direction since the distant past, nor are they likely to change far into the distant future, from east to west. Human shapes that appear from the horizon where the sun rises disappear over the horizon where the sun sets. They never pass oncoming travelers, with only the rarest exceptions. The first time she passed Kaim on the wind stream, the girl was just an infant. So, was my grandmother alive then? In response to the girl's untroubled question, Kaim smiles and answers, she was. And I remember what a nice old lady she was, too. Looking back down the road, the girl points towards the line of hills fading off into the distance. My grandmother crossed 7 hills on her journey. Is 7 a lot? Uh-huh. Grandma lived a long time. Most people end their journeys after 5 hills. The people they leave behind build a little grave where they ended their journey, and then they keep traveling. The girl points down at the ground where she's standing. This is as far as I've come, she says with a proud, happy smile. The religion of the girl and her family professes a pious belief that if they devote their lives to walking eastward against the flow of the wind stream, they will arrive at the easternmost source of the stream itself. People call believers in that religion the upstreamers. The word carries a hint of fear and sadness, but also a trace of contempt and scorn. The upstreamers are devoid of worldly desires. They live their lives for no greater purpose than traveling eastward on foot. They are free of doubt. They give birth to children en route, and then they continue their journey while raising their children. When they age and their strength gives out, their journey ends, but their family's journey continues. From child to grandchild to great-grandchild, their belief is carried on. The journey of this girl's family was begun by her late grandmother, who began walking from the wind stream's western verge with her son, who was then the age the girl is now. The upstreamers do not walk for the entire year, of course. During the season when the winds are exceptionally strong, from late autumn to early spring, they take up residence in various post towns scattered along the road and earn day wages by performing tasks that the townsfolk themselves refuse to do. Some upstreamers choose to stay in the towns, while others, conversely, take townspeople with them when they return to the road in the spring. These are people with whom they have fallen in love during the long winter, or boys who dream of travel, or grown-ups who have tired of town life. Such are the reasons the townsfolk look upon the upstreamers with complicated gazes. The little girl's mother was one of those who joined the journey midway, and the girl herself, some years from now, might fall in love with someone in a post town somewhere. She might choose to live in the town, or she could just as well invite her lover to join her on the road. She has no idea at this point what lies in store for her. The girl's father calls out to her. Time to go. Their brief rest is over. She seems sorry to leave and stands up reluctantly. Too bad, she says. I wish I could have talked with you more, but we have to get to the next town by the time the snows start. Constantly exposed to headwinds, her cheeks are red and cracked, her lips chapped, but her smile is wonderful as she wishes Kaim a safe journey. It is the serene smile of one who believes completely in the purpose of her life, without the slightest doubt. Will I see you again somewhere, she asks. Probably, Kaim answers, smiling back at her. But he can never match that smile of hers. He's now in the midst of a journey that will take him beyond the western end of the wind stream. He heads to the battlefield as a mercenary, and by the time the western battle is over, a new battle will have begun in the east. It will be a long, cruel journey, with nothing to believe in. When he meets the girl again along the way, Kaim's smile will have taken on even more shadows than it has now. Perhaps as a parting gift of sorts, the girl sings a few short lines for him. This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? Goodbye then, the girl says, trudging on, one labored step at a time, hair streaming in the headwind. 10 long years have flowed by when Kaim meets the girl again. Oh, interesting. Okay. It is spring. Nice. When the grassland is dotted with lovely white flowers. She has become the wife of a young man who does tailoring and shoe repair in one of the post towns. This is my 3rd spring here, she says, patting her swollen belly fondly. In a few days she will give birth to a child. She'll become a mother. And your parents? Kaim asks. She shrugs and glances eastward. They're continuing their journey. I'm the only one who stayed on here. Kaim does not ask why she has done this. Continuing the journey is one way to live, and staying in town is another. Neither can be judged to be more correct than the other. The only answer for the girl can be seen in her smiling face. But never mind about me, she says, looking at him suspiciously. You haven't changed one little bit from the time we met so long ago. For the 1,000-year-old Kime, 10 years is nothing but a change in season. Some lives are like that, he says, straining to smile. Some people in this world can never grow old, no matter how long they live. He looks at the girl, now grown into a woman, and wonders again, living through endless ages of time, is it a blessing or a curse? Kime's remark hardly counts as an explanation, but the girl nods with a look of apparent understanding. If that's the case, she says, you should be the one who goes to the place where the wind begins. You'd be the perfect upstreamer. She could be right. After all, the lifespan given to humans is far too short for anyone to travel against the flow of the wind stream for it as the starting point of the wind. Still, Kime responds with a few slow shakes of his head. I'm not qualified to make the journey. No, anybody can be an upstreamer. Anybody, that is, who wants to see where the wind starts with his or her own eyes. Having said this, however, the girl adds with a touch of sadness, no one has actually seen it, though, I guess. The place where the wind begins. That place is nowhere at all. Even if, after a long journey, one were to arrive at the western end of the wind stream, the wind would be blowing there too. And not just an east wind. West wind, north wind, south wind. Winds without limit, without end. Human beings, who cannot live forever, daring to take a journey without end. This might be the ultimate tragedy, but it could just as well be the ultimate comedy. Kime knows one thing, however. One cannot simply dismiss it as an exercise in futility. How about you, he asked the girl. Aren't you going to continue your journey soon? She thinks about this in the space of a breath and, caressing her swollen belly, she cocks her head and says, I wonder. I might want to go on living the way I am now forever, or then again, I might feel that desire to reach the starting point of the wind. All the upstreamers without exception say that you can never know what might trigger the return to a journey. One day, without warning, you slow off the entire town and start walking. It is not always a matter of running into an upstreamer and being lured back to the road. Plenty of people set out on their own all of a sudden. The teachings of the upstreamer say that all human beings harbor a desire for endless travel. They probably are not aware of the desire because it is stashed away so far down in the breast that it is deeper than memory. The instant something brings it to the surface, a person becomes an upstreamer. Even you have the desire, the girl says to Kime. I wonder. It's true, she says. No question. The look in her eyes is as straight on and free of doubt as it was the last time he met her. Fixing him with that look, she points to her own chest. I haven't completely lost it myself. But I'm sure you're happy with your present life. Of course I am. Do you really think the day will come that you'll want to set out on the journey, even if it means giving up that happiness? Instead of answering, she gives him a gentle smile. Many years flow by, but every now and then something reminds Kime of the girl's words, that everyone harbors a desire for endless travel. For Kime, living itself is a journey without end. In the course of his journey, he has witnessed countless deaths, and he has also witnessed countless births. Human life is all too short, too weak and fleeting. Yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, the more he feels inexplicably that words such as eternal and perpetual apply more properly to life, finite as it is, than to anything else. Traveling down the wind stream for the first time in many years, Kime spies the funeral of an upstreamer. A young boy in mourning dress stands by the road, holding out wildflowers to passing travelers and urging them to offer up a flower to a noble soul who has made the long journey this far. Kime takes a flower and asks the boy, is it a member of your family? Uh-huh, my grandma. The boy nods, his face the image of the one Kime knew so long ago. The old woman lying in her coffin must be the girl. Kime is sure of it. Grandma traveled a long, long time. She brought my daddy with her when he was just a little boy. See that hill over there? She started walking from way, way beyond it, and she got all the way here. So the girl must have set out on her journey after all. Turning her back on the town life, leading her child by the hand, she trod her way across the endless journey. Her wish to aim for the place where the wind begins would be passed on to her child, her grandchild, and on through succeeding generations. To head for a land one could never hope to reach, and to do so generation after generation, this is another endless journey. Is it a tragedy? A comedy? Perhaps the serene smile on the face of the old woman in the coffin is the answer. Kym lays the flower at her feet as an offering. The family members who have traveled with her join together in a song for the departed. This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? The wind blows. It sweeps across the vast grassland. Kym takes one long, slow step towards his destination. Have a good trip, calls the boy. Red and cracked as the girls were so long ago, his cheeks soften in a smile as he waves to the departing traveler. Man. Those stories are so good. Oh my god. Now we're back in the video game again. My newly discovered sprint button doesn't work. I guess because it's raining so hard. I was about to ask if there were going to be battles in here. Alright. We're, Actually, I'm going to use magic. How much does it cost? It costs 5? Okay. It's probably good to keep in mind. Are you in the back? You are in the back. You're going to attack this bird if it's not dead. That's my plan. Wow. Oh, yeah. Wind. Wow, it's still alive. That's surprising. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh. Bad. Well, it's fine. It worked out. Also bad. 19. Alright, we're all going for it. Oh, it's healing itself. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. Nice. There we go. That was good. Level up, baby. Ooh, learning black magic. Level 2. Should probably take a look at that, actually. What does that mean? Black magic, level 2. Sleep and prism. Nice. I should probably have Kym learn a new skill then, right? Skill link. Should learn this. White magic. How are you doing? Did you learn anything yet? You did. Crisis attack boost. Yeah, sure. Skill link. We're gonna teach you to steal also. Nice. What are you up to? What do you got going on here? Alright. Oh, wait. I think I forgot to set that as a skill. Yeah, alright. There we go. Hopefully you get more skill slots as time goes on. I imagine you do. But I can still hope. It's rainy on this winding path. Very linear area. Oh, I can run again. I mean, I can sprint again? Sure does. See ya. Epsilon Mountains. We're at the peak. Is that the Grand Staff? Wow.
あれがあんなにでけえのか。
光はきっと魔導力ね。漏れ出してるんだわ。
どこかであれを見た。
I've seen that somewhere.
あれよ。どこで。
Whoa. What's up, Kaim? Is Kaim being born as an adult who is immortal? Did the Grand Staff... Was the Grand Staff Kaim's mom? It's more likely than you think, to your viewer.
いつかはわからん。
デジャブってやつじゃないのか。それか案外記憶が戻ってきたと。なんだよ、睨むなよ。ちょっと聞いただけじゃねえか。と疲れるよ。ああ、俺は先に行くぞ。どうぞこういうクリス的な景色でも眺めててくださいね。
本当に見た気がする。
それはどういう意味だ。
言った通りよ。見た気がするのね。
お前はなんだ。
She remembered too?
仲間。
またその目をするんだな。
だってそれは。
Yikes.
なんだよ、二人でイチャついて。先急ぐんじゃねえのか。なんだこいつ。
芝に救う人食いの化け物よ。
Okay. I really wish I'd saved before this happened. This has big boss fight energy. Kaim's turn. I'm gonna use wind. You're gonna attack. And you're gonna use sleep, hopefully. If all goes well. Good. Poison Claw. Oh shit. I think I picked up an antidote at one point. That was so much damage. Miss. Very cool. How's this doing? Not very good. Oh, yikes. Alright. Item. Antidote. Kaim. You're gonna attack. You're gonna use heal. Oh, I had to cure poison. I didn't even realize. Well, probably good to do all this. Good. Oh my god, that hits for so much damage. We're all attacking. Good. Perfect. Good. One. Oh god. Yikes. All right. Ooh. You're gonna have to use that. You're gonna attack, and you're gonna have to heal, friendo. Oh shit. I fucked up. I didn't cure the poison. Yikes. Oh! Alright. You're gonna attack. Oh, you know white magic now. Heal. Cure poison. Alright. Oh, shit. Yikes. Is there like a... There you go. Oof, boy. Heal yourself, I guess.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Man, it's a good thing I had her heal herself. Jesus. Alright. Gotta keep attacking, I guess. You should heal yourself, and you should heal yourself. Perfect! God. Oh my god. Brutal. I don't even really know what to do about it. I guess just attack. Good. Good. Oh shit, man. Really rough. It's not looking good, dear viewer. Yeah, she's dead. Alright. I mean, she's immortal, though, which is worth keeping in mind. Downburst. Okay. I was hoping that that little animation meant that it was dead, but here we are. Is that it? I'm just gonna attack, because, I don't know what to do here. I'm curious to see what happens when you've died. All right, game over. Uh-huh. Nice try. What is the last checkpoint? It's right here. All right. Let me, Is that save point after the boss fight? It is. All right. Well, I'll give it one more try. How about that? We can skip this, right? Okay. Yeah. Skip. All right. We're gonna fight this thing. Let's try some other spells. How about that? Maybe fire. We'll see how fire does. You're gonna attack. And I'm gonna have you try and use sleep again. God, that thing hits so hard. Miss. Alright, that didn't work. I'm gonna have damage up. Like, that thing's damage is up? I don't know. Makes me nervous. Alright, you're gonna try and use sleep again. I want you to put that thing to sleep. Oh, yikes. Already up here, huh? What? Cool. Really cool. Well, I guess we're gonna use an Angel's Plume on the protagonist, and you're gonna have to heal Seth. Great. Cool. This game just got really hard. Oh shit, I just healed Kaim twice. Should have healed Seth. At all. I'll use a healing medicine on Seth, I guess. I don't know, I just feel like I'm just trying to keep them alive instead of, like, fighting. And she's dead. All right. I think that's it. Doesn't really seem like there's much I can do here. Kaim's about to get poisoned. Cool. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for me on this episode. I'm gonna, I guess, do some grinding or something. I don't really know. I'm gonna go consult a walkthrough and then figure out what to do next. But thank you all so much for tuning in for this episode of Lost Odyssey. I'll talk to y'all later. Goodbye.